The Harrington family was known across the city for their thriving chain of luxury furniture stores. The patriarch, Robert Harrington, was a proud man, and his wife, Eleanor, always loved the spotlight of wealth. But if there was one thing everyone in the family knew, it was this: their son, Andrew, could do no wrong. From childhood, Andrew was hailed as the future of the business. Every school award, every sports trophy, every half-hearted achievement was met with applause. Meanwhile, his sister Clara, 2 years younger, sat quietly in the shadows. Clara worked harder, studied longer, and understood numbers better than anyone else. But whenever she tried to help in the family business, Robert would wave her away. "This is Andrew's company, Clara. You'll understand one day," he said dismissively. Andrew basked in praise. Clara swallowed her pride. When Robert finally decided to step back from daily operations, he proudly announced at a family dinner, "Starting next month, Andrew will officially take charge as CEO." Eleanor's eyes shone with pride. Andrew smirked. Clara forced a smile but felt the sting of rejection. She wanted to protest, but what would it change? To them, she was invisible. Andrew, thrilled with power, dove headfirst into risky deals. He borrowed heavily from banks, signed partnerships with shady investors, and invested millions into a flashy marketing campaign that did little but burn cash. Within a year, the company was drowning. Suppliers weren't paid. Loans were overdue. Employees whispered in the hallways. Clara, though kept out of board meetings, still read the quarterly reports. Each number made her stomach twist. When she quietly warned her parents one evening, Eleanor scoffed. "Stop being jealous, Clara. Your brother just needs time." The day came when the bank threatened foreclosure. Robert and Eleanor sat pale-faced in their grand dining room as Andrew stammered excuses. "It was the market. No one could have predicted it," he insisted. But Clara knew better. It wasn't the market. It was Andrew's arrogance. For the first time, Robert's voice shook with fear. "We could lose everything." That night, Clara made her decision. She walked into the study where her parents sat in silence. "I can save the company," she said firmly. Robert looked up, incredulous. "You, Clara? This isn't a game." She dropped a thick folder on the table. Inside was a detailed plan: renegotiations with creditors, restructuring of operations, and a marketing pivot that actually made sense. "I've been working on this for months," Clara said. "I knew Andrew's decisions were leading to disaster." Eleanor's face reddened. "You mean you've been waiting for him to fail?" Clara leaned forward, her eyes cold. "No, I've been waiting for you to see the truth." Robert and Eleanor hesitated. The plan was solid. It was their only chance. But Clara wasn't done. "I'll save the business on one condition. I take full control." Andrew steps down. "No interference." Andrew slammed his fist on the table. "Absolutely not. You're just jealous." But Robert saw the determination in Clara's eyes. He saw something in her that he never saw in Andrew: discipline, clarity, strength. For the first time, Robert hesitated before siding with his son. With reluctance, the parents agreed. Clara became acting CEO. She worked day and night. She cut unnecessary expenses, won back suppliers' trust, and negotiated directly with the bank. Slowly, the company began to stabilize. Employees respected her. Customers returned. Shareholders, once doubtful, praised her strategies. Meanwhile, Andrew was shoved into a powerless advisory role. His friends stopped calling. His pride shattered. 6 months later, the company was back on solid ground. At the annual shareholders meeting, Robert introduced Clara as the new permanent CEO. Clara took the stage, her voice steady. This company was nearly destroyed by arrogance and favoritism. But from now on, it will be built on merit, hard work, and fairness. The applause shook the hall. Andrew sat in the front row, red-faced, humiliated. Later that evening, Eleanor whispered bitterly, "You humiliated your own brother." Clara looked her mother in the eye for the first time in years. "No, he did that to himself. You just helped him believe he was untouchable." Clara didn't just save the company. She rewrote the Harrington legacy. Her name was etched into contracts, newspapers, and industry awards. Andrew became a forgotten cautionary tale, the golden child who lost everything. And Clara? She finally stood where she belonged, not in the shadows, but at the very top, proving that the family's black sheep was the real heir all along. Revenge wasn't loud. It wasn't violent. It was poetic justice. Clara's competence against Andrew's entitlement, revealed at last.